but not impossible. In fact, the treatment process and the things you do daily for your recovery can help you find the peace you seek. As you learn to process your emotions, face your past, and gain self-acceptance and self-love throughout treatment, you gain important skills to help you reach your destination. Peace may be closer than you think. Man, I was searching for a peace of mind for many, many years. And, I think in active addiction, peace of mind is something that we want, but we don't know how to obtain. Especially when we're clouded with drugs and alcohol, the racing thoughts and the chaos and the chaotic things that we go through and been through, and the things that we do. Having peace in our lives is not existent that we didn't think. And I sure didn't know I can come to a point in my life in recovery that I can have a sense of peace. But that definitely takes work. It takes action to find the inner peace that we look for. It says, what is peace? Peace can mean different things to different people. For most people, it means being able to sit with yourself comfortably without noise from your mind about what you need to do. Peace means that you are not living in fear or regret, that you accept who you are, and that you are at peace with others in your life. As well as peace may also mean that you are content with your living situation, career, family, or other aspects of your life. Peace can mean methods of relief from mental illness. Finding peace in yourself also means knowing what peace means to you. And it touched on a few things of your living situation, career, family, and other aspects of your life. And I talked about it a few times as being content, just who I am. A lot of things I don't like that I do, right? Because we all have defects and shortcomings, and we all have our problems, right, that we deal with. But for the most part, I'm content with who I am, my living situation, my relationships, my career, my family, people I surround myself with, my friends, and what I do for my recovery. I'm pretty well rounded and content of my life. And I always wanted that, but I just, like I said earlier, I didn't know how to get it, until I came into recovery. First and foremost, I had to put the drugs and alcohol down first, until I started to realize that I can stay clean, and started obtaining some things in life that I never thought I could get through this process of recovery. I started to see peace within, right? And I started to have peace with the world around me. And that can be difficult. That's another thing that I strive to get better with, just not having peace with self, right? But peace with everything around me. And that can be hard at times. And that takes work on a daily basis of accepting and surrendering, and applying a lot of these spiritual principles we talk about in recovery, and putting them into action. It's tough, the wheeling and dealing with life's avenues, because life throws you some things, and we talk about dealing with life on life terms, which can be difficult. What do we do when difficult things arise? We can react or we can respond. I learned that when I respond instead of react, I can deal with my situations a lot easier, right? Because when I react, I will say some hurtful things without thinking, right? So when I respond, I can think before I speak, and I actually have a better outcome. But then again, it takes practice. It says, being still. Finding peace can start with being able to be still. Substance abuse often has a side effect that make it difficult for you to simply sit still. This can get easier the longer that you are in recovery, but learning to sit still may be a struggle. Meditation is a great way to learn to be still, because you can be guided through the process of relaxing your body and slowing your mind down. The more you practice being still, the easier it becomes. Being still is important to find peace because physical movements and racing thoughts can distract you from focusing on an overall peace in your mind and body. When you are still, you are better able to take inventory of your emotional and mental well-being and find areas to work on your or also resolve to develop more peace from within. Um, yeah, it's definitely a great thing to like practice some meditation and to sit still with yourself and like to remove yourself from all distractions, right? If you can just take a few minutes a day, um, can be multiple times a day, and really sit still with your emotions and feelings and your thoughts, and focus on your breathing. You know, instead of not focusing on your thinking and what's going on around you. Um, because you know when things happen, right? We talked about earlier when life terms show up. This is a great way to like reflect, right, and to like um, go take a breather and really clear your head and clear your mind, so we don't cause more harm. Like I can always make a bad situation worse, right? So like if I can remove myself from some of these situations and really sit still, and I think I have a better outcome and I would have a better day, right? So we talk about, um, you know, removing ourselves from some situations before we make things worse. And because it's easier to react and just say things or without consequence, right? Um, and usually that causes conflict in our relationships. So I have to take myself out of a lot of situations, my opinions, my thoughts, uh, you know, what I think. You know, sometimes I got to remove myself out of situations and think about others first. Let's see here. Self acceptance. Perhaps the biggest factor in finding peace within yourself is the ability to accept yourself. When you have unresolved pain, stress surrounding work or a relationship and other stressors, those things can distract from your own self acceptance. True self acceptance involves looking at everything that you are without judgment and simply accepting all of it. Finding self love is the next step beyond acceptance. This means truly love who we are instead and out. When you can do that, you will be more likely to find peace within yourself. Self acceptance. This is one of the things that I really, well, we gotta continue to work on, but really work on in like early recovery. You know, self love is a key factor. You know, I always say like, how am I going to love somebody when I don't love myself? Right? It doesn't work. So I have to accept and surrender my past and my wrongs and the things I've done and things I've been through. If I can accept them, I can have a better future. Right? We talk about holding on like to all this baggage that we come into recovery with, and it weighs us down. You know, it could be fear, anger, resentment, right? Guilt, shame, remorse. There's a lot of things that we come into recovery with, and it's hard to accept those things, you know, and the things that we've done and been through. You know, we a lot of us suffer from trauma, PTSD, various things that we go through, an active addiction. We have to accept and let go, and that's a process. And you know, I do join a 12-step fellowships, and we do step work, and that's something that I do for myself to deal with um, self-acceptance and the things that are bothering me, and what the things I have to let go. And you know, because a lot of things in active addiction is not beneficial for your recovery, right? So we have to let go of these things. And, you know, I can truly honestly say I'm happy today. Um, I accept the things I've done. I might not like them, right? but I accept them. Like, my disease doesn't define who I am today, right? My past doesn't define who I am today, the things I've done. Um, so I take accountability, right? And I make the amends of these situations, it's part of the recovery process. But you have to love yourself. You have to accept yourself. Um, and it talks about without judgment. If we judge ourselves or judge others, there's no beneficial aspects of that. That's just old way of thinking. But in the same sense, we all have this sense of judgment. That stuff just doesn't go away. Um, Finding self-love is the next step beyond acceptance. Yeah, it says truly love yourself. And I can say I truly love myself, right? And um, I know from myself in active addiction, I just thought I was the worst of the worst. Like, I was the bottom of the bottom, and like that way of thinking, it just dug me deeper and deeper in active addiction. I created my own chaos. I created my own, because we can beat ourselves up. We can beat ourselves up. Nobody can beat me up just like me. I can really do some damage to myself. I was just stuck in that stinking thinking until like I started to see me changing and me growing. I started to like have more confidence and more patience and tolerance with myself, and really wanting to live. That's what it came down to at my end of my run, was wanting to live. It was like one or two. It was like I was going to die in active addiction, or I had to do something different to live life and change. And like I thank God I chose that route. It says, releasing emotions. Sometimes anger or other emotions can build up inside of you and prevent you from finding peace. Therapy is a great way to discover and release those emotions. After treatment, you may wish to continue individual therapy, especially if you have a lot of trauma or pain to heal from. Yeah, so releasing your emotions, very, very crucial, very important. And it talks about therapy, counseling, or can be a sponsor, it could be a mentor, it can be just whatever. We have to find a source to release our emotions and feelings. We need support. We need help. We need healthy relationships, good friends, and good family. And we need that so we don't have to go back to relapse, And because it talks about, especially if you have a lot of trauma or pain to heal from. I think we all do. It might look different for you and look different for me, but we all have something we have to heal and deal from. It says, exercise in another great way is to physically release emotions and clear your mind and body. Holding emotions inside long term can build a kind of wall or blockage within. This can make it difficult for your mind and body to function normally. When you release those emotions, you will be better able to find peace when you're still again and to live in the present moment. If I don't release my emotions and feelings, and I have all this stuff going on with me, right? How am I going to find peace? It doesn't happen. It just doesn't work. We need an outlet. We need something to deal with our emotions and feelings, right? I didn't have coping skills, right? I didn't know how to manage my emotions and feelings, right? Well, I did, right? But I did it in all the wrong reasons, right? Drugs and alcohol, just suppressing my emotions and feelings with substance, or causing harm and chaos to everyone and everything around me. I didn't know how to live life with or without drugs and alcohol, right? I was just lost and confused. And I released my emotions into all the wrong ways, So when I came into recovery, like, I had to seek guidance and seek help, because I always try to do things my way, right? And it just never worked for me. My past experience shows that when Carl wants to do what he wants in his way, I get in trouble, right? So like I had to seek help and seek guidance and deal with my emotions and feelings in a healthy way. There's many pathways of dealing with our emotions and feelings, and having uh, a long lasting sobriety, which is a beautiful thing. You know, it's a beautiful thing, and it takes time and takes work. Um, and it changes for all of us at different paces, right? Um, because when I got in recovery, like um, I just wanted the pain to stop, right? I just wanted to stop using drugs and alcohol, and I just wanted this pain to go away, right? And I just didn't know how to do that, right? And one of the main things is one, stop using drugs and alcohol, right? But dealing with my emotions and feelings in a lot better way. You know, something I never did before. I had to change people, places, and things. And to do that, I had to change myself. Let's see here. It says, living in the moment. Mindfulness is the practice of living in the moment. Rather than allow your mind to be distracted by the past, concerns about the future, judgments of your emotions, you simply notice what happens in that moment. Practicing mindfulness is a great way to find peace within yourself. And it's also your mind to be able to live in the moment more easily. Mindfulness also helps promote acceptance of everything around you as well as self acceptance. Yeah, we talk about in recovery is like living in the moment, living into the day. Like I know I can't focus on the past, right? I can't live in the past, right? I can always revisit the past, but I can't stay stuck there, right? Past is past, it's gone, it doesn't come back, right? So that's one of the things that we heal and deal from is the past. The future, you never know if we'll make it till tomorrow, you know. So we set goals and we have hopes and dreams and stuff like that, but we can't live in fantasy, right? So we live in today and live in the moment. And if we live day by day, we can manage that, right? We can manage living in the moment and living in the present moment. It just makes it simple, you know, because living in the past or living in the future can stir up a lot of anxiety, depression. It can really put a damage to your mental state, right? And that can really cause a lot of stress, and which we're not trying to live in that no more, you know. And so living in the moment, I think it makes your life a lot easier, a lot simpler, and it can reduce anxiety and stress and depression. It can really it's very beneficial to our recovery if we can live in just the moment. And the last one here is live in integrity. One of the reasons it may be difficult to feel peace within yourself is when you are not living in integrity. Also, substance abuse creates the opportunity for lies and deceit. This can become habitual, and being honest and living in integrity throughout your life is something you may need to work hard for and learn. When you are not honest with yourself or others, it creates a constant fear of being found out and requires a lot of energy to keep up pretenses. It is very difficult to feel peace within yourself when you are not living the truth. And yeah, 100%. This is true whether you are not honest with yourself or deceiving others. Finding peace within yourself means accepting who you truly are and living honesty and will give you integrity. Yeah, that holds true for me because I when I got in recovery, I was full of lies. Like I didn't have a truthful bone in my body. So like whatever came out of my mouth, it was lies, and like I couldn't. Man, it was so hard to keep up with the lies. Like I don't even know what was real and what was truth. Because I was just so full of it. So I definitely wasn't living in integrity, and it was a big task trying to cover up my lies. First I had to be truthful with myself first, right? I had to get honest with self. Then, for me, it's a must. I have to get honest with somebody else that I can trust and confide in, and without judgment. And whoever that case may be, or who that person could be for you, you have to have that outlet. I had to expose myself. I had to expose my emotions and feelings. I had to expose my lies, right, to get better, because I was holding on to all this stuff. You know, I was just carrying a baggage of just nonsense, right? So I had to like really let go of that. It says finding peace within is a challenging for everyone. Finding peace after substance abuse can seem even more difficult. However, in treatment for substance abuse, you find many of the tools for finding peace, including mindfulness, meditation, self-acceptance, therapy, and more. Ultimately, the harder that you work to find self-acceptance and love, integrity, and process your emotions, the sooner you will find peace in your desire from within. It says, peaceful setting provides the perfect opportunity to learn these skills. It says, our compassionate staff, loving rescue can help you learn to be still and live in the moment. So this article was from basically a treatment facility. So this article I printed out. So it talked about how can I find peace in myself, and some of these things is being still, self-acceptance, right? Releasing emotions, living in the moment, and living in integrity. So if we can focus on some of those things and practice it, we can definitely get better and find our inner peace. It definitely takes time. It's hard, but it definitely gives you benefits. It's definitely beneficial to like just live in the moment, but I have to practice that kind of stuff. I have to, everything takes practice, and it can definitely be tough. It can be hard. It can be full of fear of doing something different, but the more I practice, it can be a lot of things in life. The more we practice some of these things, it gets easier over time. And I see Shannon says, please feel free to disagree, but living in the moment seems often to feed into the instant gratification issue that frightens the hell out of me. Yeah, instant gratification. We're always looking for that instant gratification. We want things when we want it, and that's part of our disease, and we're selfish, self-centered. And we want things our way. We want things when we want it. We're very instant gratification, but the more we work on ourselves, right, the gratification gets less and less, right, because I've learned my disease is self-centeredness and selfishness, right, so the more I work on these things, the more selfless I become to be, and it's beneficial. It's beneficial to me because I love giving back today. It's not always, it was never about me, right? And it's about helping somebody else out, to help somebody else out in their recovery. And as soon as I get out of myself and get out of my own way, I can help others, I really appreciate you showing up, Shannon. I thank you. And you guys have a great day.
I'm so sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
But my issues are the complete opposite. I've always looked out for somebody else, which causes me intense grief and stress and everything else. And that's not a good place to be either.
No.
You have to be able to find. You have to be able to look out for yourself sometimes. And I'm just starting to do that.
Yeah, you gotta get better with yourself. Like, you want to take care of yourself.
And it's good times.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah,
I've let go and let God, so what is going to happen in my life is going to happen. I do not look for instant gratification because you're always disappointed.
right.
And but yeah, I'm the complete opposite. I need help the other direction.
And it takes time. It takes work. Like you said, you have to focus on yourself. Then you can become.
I haven't been able to do that. And now I think I'm moving my youngest daughter back in with my one and only grandbaby.
Mm-hmm.
So I will have that, which that itself strengthens me. To do for someone else is where my strength is. The by myself thing is horrible. But
That takes time, you know.
how about I'm 55 years old? It's going to take a little bit longer, I do believe.
Hey, doesn't matter how old we get, right? So we always got things to work on.
Yeah, there's always something, and if you think you're finally getting somewhere, the good Lord puts another test in your path.
That's right. Something will pop up.
Overcome, that's all you can do.
That's it.
But I can always apologize for being so late.
That's okay.
Right now, I am the busiest retard. Everything in my life is just so out of whack right now. I'm still loving it, but
You're here.
yeah. You know what? It gives me something to do anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. But thank you again, and I will see you. I'll let you go. I know you got things to do too.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you for sharing. So that's the end of our Freedom Fridays meeting for the day. My name is Carl, I'm recovery coach here at Capital Recovery Center. Until next time, we'll see you later.